As I had shown before, my early spring pea crop had been a success. By the end of May, when other crops began to jumpstart their growth, the peas were ready to retire. Because they prefer the colder temperatures of early spring and don't mind a bit of frost, they become a perfect plant to begin the garden year with. Because of this, green peas are more of a rare commodity in tropical climates, where heat is king. I was taking down the vines which had stopped flowering and fruiting and showed signs of yellowing. It would be futile to let them stay on the ground. The improvised twig trellis had also done its job, and now in its tangled state of vine and string and stick, it also had to come out. I cleared the soil to allow for planting a new crop, but I reserved all the extra pea foliage. It would become a resource. Waste not, want not. Amongst the peas, a radish had grown and had developed a monstrous root. This was partially out of neglect, partially because the soil was fertile. That meant that a secondary crop in this garden bed would thrive. I was going to plant chicory, a hardy, slightly bitter salad green. It grows fast, filling up spare garden space in no time. It also tolerates heat a bit better than other lettuces. I had started them in pots in my porch a few weeks earlier. They were ready to settle in their final home. Raising transplants in cups allows for more intensive growing, since crop times can essentially overlap and the time a plant spends occupying valuable garden real estate is curtailed. I got my hand trowel and made holes about 6 inches from one another to accommodate the transplants. A bit of organic fertilizer would just give the new plant a slight boost in their growth, kinda like a housewarming gift for them. Sliding them out of their cups, I proceeded in tucking in the roots into the loosened soil. Of course, I wouldn't leave the soil exposed. I had to cover it. I used the dying pea vines as a mulch, roughly shredding them with my hands. They would also add nutrition to the soil as they decomposed, as well as keep the moisture next to the root zone of the plants. It used to be that a virtuous garden meant swept up ground, meticulously weeded. Daily watering and pest control was a must. This kind of thinking was naturally followed by chemical-intensive modern gardening. Thankfully, this mindset is slowly going away, and by closer observation of nature, we are taking steps to become more like nature, creating healthier gardens for plants and people. After carefully clothing the soil with the vines, I put back the groundhog barrier and let the chicory do its thing. Weeks later, as summer weather solidified, it was time to start harvesting chicory leaves to enjoy in summer salads. Unlike store-bought chicory that is harvested when the heads are older and bigger, These leaves were tender and subtle in flavor. They had practically grown themselves. The mulch had reduced watering need, and very few weeds had established themselves around the plants. They were growing in a dense mat of leaves, preventing sunlight from reaching the ground and waking up slumbering weed seeds. Raising organic salad greens couldn't be easier or cheaper.